It's halftime with Mike Jimenez on 94.1 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. You can also catch us on AM 1250. Wednesdays at 12:30, we have a guest. It's G.J. Kinney, the head coach of UIW football. All UIW does is win and win big. Coach Kinney, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm out here recruiting and trying to find the next great UIW Cardinal.
I want to get into recruiting in a minute, but let's recap last Saturday's game and also talk about what's next because, man, Lindsey Scott Jr. did it again. Video game type numbers, 7 touchdown passes in the first half. You guys scored 49 points in the second quarter alone, 70 points in the first half, going on to beat Houston Christian University 73-20. What's it like being in charge of an offense there that is just humming at all cylinders?
Man, it's a lot of fun. We got a bunch of really great players, and Coach Leftwich does a great job of putting these guys in position to go make plays, and we got a bunch of really good coaches on both sides of the ball, man. But it's all about the players, to be honest with you. Us coaches, we can do a good job, but it's the players that go out there and score touchdowns.
Talking to UIW head coach G.J. Kinney. Again, UIW one more regular season game before wrapping it up in the regular season. Playoffs begin thereafter. On the offensive side of the ball, you guys are just humming. I mean, you guys are putting up 50, 60, 70 points per game in the last 3 or 4 games or so. But defensively, you're also bringing it. I saw you had 3 interceptions on Saturday.
Yeah, no, everyone, knows that, we're putting up a lot of points. We're averaging over 50 points a game and leading the country and all kinds of different categories offensively. But I thought, the defense has really been playing well. And I think they're playing their best football right now. We lead the country and tackles for loss. I think we're number 2 in sacks and it's really, all 3 levels. The D line. I mean, we're big and nasty and athletic up there, and the linebackers. Obviously, you got Kalechi, and that just continues to have All-American season. But I think the DBs, man, are really, really playing well. We play a lot of man coverage, and those guys have been covering their guys and intercepting the ball and the defense is just playing lights out right now. So that's great to see, as a head coach going into, this last game of the season. We got a bye week this week, kind of, get our minds and bodies, rejuvenated and then get ready for that last week and then hopefully a long playoff run.
Well, let's talk about the bye week. I mean, is it an appropriate time to have a bye? I mean, this to me, from the outside looking in, I'm looking at this thinking to myself, wow, this a bye week before the biggest game of the year, and then when the playoffs begin, you might actually get a second bye if you win the next game, the last game of the regular season. What's it like getting a bye this late in the season, and how perfect is it for you guys? Or is it just something that doesn't really matter when that bye comes?
No, it's big getting it right now. It really is. 3 weeks ago, I was hoping we had one. You look at it, at the beginning of the season, you're like, man, that's a long time to have your first bye. But it kind of worked out the way it did, and we're pretty healthy football team. But always going to have nicks and bruises and all that kind of good stuff this time of the year. So letting our guys rest a little bit this week, and I think that everyone's kind of got the sniffles and that whole deal. So we getting that whole deal in order and be able to relax a little bit and get guys the medicine they need before we get to next week, which obviously will be a huge game for us.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because up next you have Northwestern State, the Demons. They're coming in undefeated right now. They do have a game this weekend, but regardless of whether they win or lose, they're still playing you for the conference the following weekend. So it doesn't really matter if they win or lose this week. But you take a look at their record. They lost every single non-conference game, but have won every single Southland Conference game. What do you think is up with that?
Yeah, I think they're a really good team. We got to watch them a little bit. The coordinators are in the office right now, but I got to watch them a little bit before I left to go on the road recruiting. And offensively, they got a bunch of really good weapons. Probably the best receiving core that we've played so far as in conference. They got a couple of really talented backs. Their offensive line is big. And then on defense, I think that's kind of the Southland, man. They present a lot of different looks, and we just got to figure out, what defense, they're going to show up in when they play us. So, They're a talented team. They're coached well. So I think it's going to be another one of those, games that we got to, get our mind right. It's going to be a huge game, and I'm excited. Another one of those, like you said, it's going to be for the conference championship, and whoever wins that thing at the end is going to be able to hold that banner and get those rings at the end of the year.
Talking to UIW head coach G.J. Kinney. UIW just one loss this season. I mean, have had a fantastic year. Your first year as a head coach in college football. You've been an offensive coordinator. You've done some coaching in the NFL. But when you take a look back at the first year that you've had here, what are some of the things that you look back at and you think to yourself, wow, this has been such an incredible experience going around the first time? Because, this is the first and only time you can say you're a first-year head coach.
Yeah. It's been a lot of work. It really has. I'd be lying to you if I said differently. It's been a lot of work. But we have really good coaches and really good players, and which has made it fun. And that's the way football is supposed to be, man. Like, it's the grind and all that kind of stuff, but you got to have fun out there. You got to, be blessed every day. You go out there on that practice field, and that's when it's fun. Like the recruiting process and the evaluation process and getting these, young guys, getting them in class, seeing them, have success in the classroom, and then go out there on the practice field and put together a plan, and them to be able to go out and execute it on Saturdays. And right now we're just playing at such a high level. It's been fun to be a part of. And it's been one that, I'll never forget. And anytime you got special players like the Lindsey Scott, the Taylor Grimes, the Darian Chaffins, the Kalechi's, it's one of those deals where it's a pretty special group. And that's why I tell these guys all the time, we can't waste this opportunity. We got such a talented roster and such great coaches, and it's one of those deals where you never know, when you'll have another one like this, man. So you got to go take advantage of it and just be blessed every day.
Talking to head coach G.J. Kinney of UIW, again, one game away from winning the Southland Conference. That game is not this weekend, it's next weekend. G.J. Kinney right now is out and about doing the recruiting there for UIW. I have to get one get-to-know-you segment or one question in there. I am reviewing today 8 Mile, the movie starring Eminem from 20 years ago. It's a 20-year anniversary of it being #1 at the box office. That being said, are you an Eminem fan? And if so, what are your favorite Eminem songs?
Man, I am definitely. I loved 8 Mile. It was a classic. He's doing the rap battles, all that, the competitive juice that the guy had. That was an awesome movie. I enjoy Eminem. I think he's got all kinds of great songs. I don't know I think Lose Yourself is obviously probably his #1. That'd probably be my favorite.
Very nice, very nice. I'm into the Slim Shady stuff. When he goes into the Slim Shady persona, love it.
No doubt.
That is head coach G.J. Kinney. Cheer on UIW, ranked 6th in the country right now in the FCS polls. Enjoy this week and the week off. Never a week off. You guys are recruiting, but as far as a week off from playing, and again, we'll be talking to you before next week's big game. Head coach G.J. Kinney, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.